Kane continues to lead here in Las Vegas. Jimmy Johnson has passed hometown favorite Kurt Busch for second, Brian Vickers fourth, Jeremy Mayfield in fifth. Two cars having trouble. Brian Newman has backed up now, back past 20th place, and Dale Earnhardt Jr. is only 7 seconds away from going a lap down. There's a look at the top three and the interval back from leader Kasey Kahne. And Jimmy Johnson's coming.
Jimmy Johnson's really on the move, but Dale Jr.'s got a big problem. He's a second off of what the leaders are running right now. And I've had them so loose here. I've had a car so loose here that I just couldn't go any faster than that. So we'll see what Jeannie found out.
Well, I think that the A car is still trying to figure things out. They haven't been able to get the car dialed in all weekend. Too tight, too loose. They actually thought they might have hit on something at the end of happy hour yesterday, but the adjustment they made obviously is not working. Junior saying the car is really free in and that tight in the middle. As for the 12 car of Ryan Newman, he just keeps saying over and over, still real tight, especially when I'm out alone. Steve?
Jeannie, it's been 119 races between wins for Jeremy Mayfield. He hasn't won since Pocono in 2000. He finished second here in 2002. Right now, he says his car is just a little bit tight. Otherwise, it's pretty good, and a lot of people in the garage think Jeremy could pull off the win today. Dick Bergeron.
Kasey Kahne, your leader, has called in on the radio and said that the nose is starting to slide a little bit more than the back end of the car. This is at both ends of the racetrack, and as this is happening, Jimmy Johnson, now in second spot, is closing in on him.
Yes, he is, Dick Bergeron, almost about 4/10 of a lap. And the thing about it, when Kasey Kahne gets into some traffic up here that's not that far away, that nose is going to slide more. Tony Stewart, though, in the 20 car, he goes by Jamie McMurray in the 42. That's a battle for 6. Tony Stewart really struggled at Rockingham. They came out here and tested. They were not happy with their test, but it's like the racetrack has come to them.
Yeah, and the track right now, I mean, this is 22 laps of green flag racing, and the cars are going to go through some transitions here from being okay to pretty good to, oh, geez, we got to work on it. So I think that's what's happened to a few of these guys.
Another car on the move is Matt Kenseth, who started 25th, and he has picked up 10 positions.
Well, I know what's fixing to happen to our points leader. He's about 10 feet away from going one lap down here on lap 23. You go a lap down that early, it can be a long day, D-Doug.
Yeah, it can be, Larry, but think about it. I mean, if we're going to get in trouble here, we got a problem. Let's have it early. Let's get it fixed. We've seen a couple of times. Think about Robbie Gordon last year, got 3 laps down, and then next thing you know, he made them up and he was back in the hunt. So if I'm going to have trouble, I want to have it now. Maybe I can get it fixed.
Tony Stewart is on a tear. He's up to 6th place. Excuse me, make that 5th place. And now here is Brian Vickers as Greg Biffle comes on to pit road somewhat unexpectedly. And
I think that's Carl Long.
Carl Long had gotten crossed up.
Yeah, he got in trouble down there in the middle of 3 and 4 and got way up in the loose stuff.
Is the whole NFL here today, Matt?
Mike, we've already checked in with Troy Aikman, another Super Bowl champion, John Elway in attendance. Now, John, how does the crowd here compare with a home game at the old Mile High?
I tell you what, it's pretty exciting, and it's almost as loud as Mile High, but I tell you what, with 170,000 people, it's awful exciting.
And this is your first race?
My first race, been to the Indy 500, my first NASCAR race, so I'm really enjoying it.
We're not going to put you on the spot since Aikman's going to get a team. We'll let you go a year or two before you try to start your team, but do you think that may be something you might want to try?
Well, you never know. I mean, this is a good start. It's awfully interesting and very, very exciting.
First Bradshaw, Aikman, now you never know, maybe Elway.
Well, he's been in the car business. He's got a dealership with his name on it, and car dealers like Rick Hendrick have done real well in this sport.
Well, if you know, we're always talking about TV ratings. NFL's a little bit ahead of us, not much. We'll just bring them all over here, and then we'll get the best of both worlds, and we'll blow right by them.
A car that looks pretty good on long runs, Michael Waltrip. We're looking out the back of his car right now, the Napa number 15 car. He just went by Brendan Gaughan, and that was a battle for 11th. And look at this battle behind him, though.
Matt Kenseth had to go down on the apron to keep from lifting as he tried to pass Bill Elliott and Brendan Gaughan.
But just remember, unlike Daytona, even though there's a yellow line, there is no out of bounds. You can run on the apron here.
But you can get such a great run on people when they're side by side, and you get to draft off those cars. You can get a great run, and here you can dive down on the apron and slide back up in front of him.
And that will take Kenseth, the defending Cup champion, up to 12th place.
Well, he's definitely got a great car, and he's on the move. He and Michael both, they've been kind of following each other, shadowing each other coming up through there. Jeffy's not too far back here behind him either, and he's moving along pretty well still. He's going by Newman there.
You know, as we watch Casey Kane right here in the 9-car lead this race here, of course, this is the first time he's ever led a Nextel Cup race. It's only his 3rd start. But I think, you know, who is Casey Kane? He's only 23 years old. And you know, he came in, as we see Dale Earnhardt Jr., the 8-car, finally come to pit road to make some adjustments. But, you know, a couple of years ago, he was driving a Busch car for Robert Yates on a limited schedule. It did not work out. Things were not good. He went over and started driving the Aikens Busch team. A so-so year. Ray Evernham tapped him, got him away from Ford. All of a sudden, he goes out and wins the final Busch race last year. And look at him now. And look at the car he's driving, the 9-car that was driven by Bill Elliott.
Earnhardt Jr., the Nextel Cup point leader, going to lose a lap here on pit road.
They just had to come to pit road, Mike. I mean, the car is so bad, and he's losing a second a lap out there on the racetrack. Jeannie, what are they saying?
Well, you guys are exactly right. NASCAR was threatening to throw out the old black flag because he was going too slow, so they had to come in here to make an adjustment. 6 rounds up in the right, 6 down in the left. Hopefully, this will solve the problem for the points leader. 17:05 on the pit.
He's not the only favorite to have trouble today. Ryan Newman had backslid to 25th place, and now he comes to pit road.
And I think we're seeing exactly what kind of the race is going like you think it would with the tires and the spoilers. You got comers and you got goers. You got guys that started up front that are sliding back through the field. You got guys in the back of the field that are coming to the front.
I know you want to be coming to the front and going home with the money.
That's right. I like comers and goers as long as I'm the goer.
But now what Dale Earnhardt Jr. and 8-car needs now with those fresh tires here about halfway through this fuel run, just like Ryan Newman, they need this thing to stay green. They don't need a caution to come out because, boom, they're going to be at least 2 laps down.
Yeah, he needs that, first of all. And then the other thing he needs is that they fix that car, because if he didn't, he's still in trouble.
Well, I heard a lot of rounds in the rear of that thing. It's going to go one way or the other.
They jacked on it, didn't they?
Dale Jr. was about to be lapped when he came to pit road and lost a lap in the pit, so he's now 2 down. Casey Kane out front of Jimmy Johnson. 31 laps complete in the UAW-Daimler Chrysler 400. You're watching NASCAR on Fox from Las Vegas.